Alright, so this is inside the shop, so I don't expect to see a lot. Golly. Yeah, that seems significantly brighter than what it was when I pulled in a few minutes ago. That's absolutely significantly brighter. So I'm back at my buddy's shop again tonight, tinkering around with the truck, just doing some preventative maintenance. And something I figured we'd talk about is headlights. Now, if you guys remember, probably about a year and a half ago, I tried a set of LED headlights and they were outrageously expensive. They were horribly expensive. And I did not like them and gave them away. But went in and put the halogens back in. One thing that you see consistently about these trucks, people that own them say the headlights are crap. I agree, the headlights are not what they're supposed to be, but I don't think it's the bulb. I feel like the projector in the stock housing is where all that, where that comes from. But I've 580,000 miles now on the truck, and I've made it just fine. But I would like to have a little bit better light. Now, if I do see some of you guys that have these trucks, I ask what kind of headlights you run, especially if I can tell they're LEDs or something like that. And one of the most common responses I've got is LASFIT. Now, I've never tried LASFIT lights of any kind, but everybody says that they're really good. I love them if I try them. Great customer service. Just, I get a lot of really good feedback back on the LASFITs and a couple other brands, but the LASFIT seem to be the one that most people recommend to me. And just so happens, LASFIT reached out and asked me that I want to make a video on some low beam headlights. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to get rid of the halogens and we're going to put the LASFITs in. I'm going to walk you through how to do that, and we'll see if there's a difference. We'll see if I love them or how I feel about them. So these are LASFIT's latest and greatest LS Plus series lights. This is the brightest light that they offer from LASFIT at this time, is what I'm told. They have a 45-day money-back guarantee. They have a 2-year hassle-free warranty, and 65 watt bulbs, 130 watt for the set, 6,500 lumen bulbs, 13,000 lumens per set, the 6K color temperature, and IP67 waterproof rating. So this is a 2018 Chevrolet Silverado 2500 HD, and if you're ever out and you have a headlight go out on you while you're out on the road, now this one is no big deal to change. That one is a little bit more intense. That's why I say we'll do this one first. And the worst part about this one is, you see the caps right here, is getting the caps back on. They're not a big deal to get off. If I can hold you guys and get at the same time. Now it takes some pressure. You kind of have to get a good angle on it so you can twist really good. So you twist it clockwise to put it back on, counterclockwise to get it off. And while they're not super hard to turn, it's just getting that one grip. I always go on my left hand on the driver's side, and I can barely get my thumb up on top of it. So let's pull that cap off. Finagle it out of here. There's that. Now you can look in and you see the halogen light right there. Now all we're going to do on that is unplug it, turn it, I believe it's counterclockwise, and pull it out. So push in at the bottom and unplug it. Push in, pull down. Grab the light itself, turn it to the left, turn it the top to the left, be counterclockwise, and there you go. Now the lights that I have been running in here are the same ones that were in it when I bought it. They're Cfarmeronyt H11s. So I've tried a lot of different bulbs. I never was really able to find anything after the stock bulbs except for these that got back close. Let's just put this in and try it out and see what the orientation looks like, because as long as it goes just like that, it'll be fine. If not, I'll have to read the instructions and learn how to clock it. So very gently Okay, I'm gonna pull it back out to look because that was just a little too easy. So one thing I noticed, when you're gonna take it back out, you have to grab that silver ring and turn it. If you turn it back here, that will allow you to clock it like what I was talking about. So yeah, we're gonna make sure the orientation straight up and down is straight up and down the wire. So the wire needs to be facing straight down. That's how we're gonna do that. So put this right into the projector housing. And I actually held the little gray ring that I was just talking about. And now we have to find our plug. I have to make sure that I'm plugging it in correctly. If you plug in LEDs backwards, the other lights that I put in here, you could plug them in either way. And when I plugged them in, they didn't work. And it was because I had them plugged in backwards. So there's that. And then I'm not sure if we'll be able to put this right down inside of here, right like that. That's what I did on the last ones. Just tucked it inside the house in there and put the cover back on. But I do not see how in the world that cover's gonna fit with that, because that is a fan right there to keep that chip cool. So let's turn it on, take a look, and then I'll figure out about the cover later. So this is inside the shop, so I don't expect to see a lot. Golly. Yeah, that seems significantly brighter than what it was when I pulled in a few minutes ago. Yeah, that's absolutely brighter. Wow. Now, one thing I was listening for, all the other LEDs that I've put in, you've heard that fan kick on. No, it's on. It's just super, super, super quiet. Wow. A lot of the headlights that I've messed with, the LEDs, that fan is drawing some air too. It's just that quiet. Wow, I'm impressed with that. The other lights I put in, they were stupid loud, very loud. Sound like when you turn all four of them on at the same time, it sounded like a jet airplane trying to take off. So let's back out. I want to see this on the door. So I am standing directly in the middle of the hood, and I'm looking at the door with the lights on each side. All right, so let's look at this pattern right here. That's the stock light. I'm standing in front of the LASFIT light. That's the stock light. So you got your beam right here, and you can tell how it's leveled off all the way across, and you know, I expect that to do that even after we put the LASFIT in. So now let's move over and uncover the LASFIT light. Look how much area, how much more area that is. Now that doesn't mean a lot to me. I want to see what they look like driving down the road. Let's cover up the stock light. So I mean, it's not like the stock light's not doing nothing. It is there. But when I move back to the left, that's just a lot bigger area that it's putting out, and you can tell it's no doubt brighter, a lot brighter. Now, hey, let's go put that other one in. What we're going to do here is unplug the mass airflow sensor, pull the red lock back, push the button, pull back, wiggle, the harness will unplug. Now that harness going to the mass airflow sensor, the wiring harness there has like a Christmas tree clip on it, and you'll need to unclip it from the airbox, and there's another one right beneath it as well that will need to be unclipped from the airbox. Mine has been in and out so many times that you can actually get it out really easy. The next thing I'm going to do is there's one clamp towards the other end of the right there. It's 5/16. I'm going to go ahead and loosen that one up. Then I'm going to just grab the airbox and lift, and I just kind of yank on it. It just pops right loose from some rubber grommets. Once it pops loose, lift it out of the way gently, not damage anything. And once you get it out of the way, then you can get to the headlights. Very important, do not let anything fall into that hole. I normally like to put a rag or something right there. Get you a good light, that way you can see what you're doing. And what I was talking about earlier, this clip right here, for the mass airflow plug itself, then this one right here will be in the air box right there. And you just have to pop those out. What you'll need to do that with is one of these little tools right here. So I've already gotten those out. Why do I still need this? Because now we have one here. We're gonna pop it out. We're gonna attempt to pop it out. One more right here. Out here, just pop it out. Since we're only doing the top, since we're only doing the low beam, this is the only one we're gonna need, and it's gonna unscrew, it's gonna go counterclockwise, same as the other one. Like I say, they're not super tight, you just have to be able to get a good grip on them, and they're kind of a pain in the butt to put back in, lining the tabs up and all, but they're not bad. So once again, we're just gonna reach in here, press this tab, pull down, take the bulb itself, counterclockwise. It is very, very, very hot. So if your bulb has been burning, it will most likely be hot like this one. And that'll make you not want to set it anywhere, because you don't want the glass to touch anything cold at this point. Probably better off just to wait until they're cool. We're going to try to set it right here. Okay. This is the other LASFIT light. That is a heavy piece of metal. To all the guys that's been recommending I try these out, I'm really wishing I would listen to you. Because, I mean, so from what I'm seeing so far, these were sponsored. These are sponsored, and they gave a discount to you guys if you click the link in the description. And I got a free set of lights out of it. And even if they don't sponsor anymore, if they look as good, if they both look as good as the one did, I'll be buying the rest to replace my fogs and high beams, even if they don't sponsor that video. So right here, try not to bump it off everything like I'm doing. Get it lined up. It's really hard to do when you're on camera. Get it lined up. Don't force anything. I just made sure it went in snug. And then make sure our wire is straight down. It doesn't look it probably to you guys, but it is. Get my camera straight, and then it'll look straight down. That's straight down. That has got that chip at 9 and 3. So next, we're going to take and plug this in. This needs to be flipped over. One of them does. Not like that. I felt it click in. And like I said, may be or may not be the best practice. I'm going to put the module sideways down in the housing and stick the wiring back into the housing, and it'll look something like that. Now, one thing I'm not crazy about, and I may be wrong, but right off the rip, I'm not crazy about it, is I do not see how the dust covers can go back on. But let's try it. If it does, I'll be thoroughly impressed. If they don't, they don't. And like I said, these things are already kind of aggravating to line up in the first place. All the tabs have got to go in just perfect. Then you have to push and twist. That barely clicked in. I'm not going to twist on that. That's good enough. I do worry, however, that it's so close that it's going to starve that fan for air. I may go ahead and leave these off. Let's see. This comes out to right here. And whenever I put this on, it comes out to there may be a little bit of room. Did it come on? Oh yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Now I do not want to be that guy that goes down the road getting bright lighted by everybody, so I will have to turn these down. I don't want to mention any other LED lights in this video because it is sponsored, but if you go back and look through my videos and look at the differences, I'm not necessarily talking about going down the road because we've not done that yet. You know, I may be discouraged once I start down the road, but what I'm seeing right now, these are way brighter than those very expensive ones I bought a couple years ago. I stopped right there and phoned a friend who had these same lights in his truck, the same truck that I have for probably close to a year now. He said that he did put the dust covers back on, and so far he has had no issues whatsoever. So I think we're going to go ahead and put them back on. Because of the high dust environments that I get in, you know, I don't want that fan sucking all that dust in on the chip, if I can help it. And I also feel like in the wintertime that it could help holding that heat inside of the housing. So we're putting this back in. See these little tabs right here and right here? Those are the main two we need to worry about. They go right there and right there. Yeah. So that's the hardest part now, is getting that line back up. May have noticed I'm having microphone issues, so I just done a voiceover here in editing. Putting the airbox back in, believe it or not, that joker fell right into place. Blew my mind. And I went in and put the hose in on the other side, connect the mass airflow sensor, push the lock in, the two little Christmas tree clips, go ahead and push those back in and tighten your clamp up, and you're done. I know there's a few different ways to do this, but one thing I wanted to show is I do have the all 6 on, however you want to call that, on the front of the truck, where I have the low beams, then I have the halogen high beams, then I have the halogen fog lamps that I'm hoping to swap over to LASFIT as well. Now, there's a few different ways to do that. I did it through BCM programming, if anybody's wondering. I did it through BT Diesel Works. Another thing, the truck has strobes, or wigwags, on the headlights. And the other LEDs that I had, they would not work with that. They had the flicker to them, and the flicker caused it not to work. That's one thing I really like about these, no flicker. Got backed out, and I'm looking at the difference, and I'm going to show some before and after. So these are the factory halogen H11 bulbs in the 2018 Chevy Silverado, and you can see right here there's a sharp cutoff line, and I'll mark that so after we do the change. But this one over here has got more of a flood pattern. That one over there is a really sharp cutoff line on it. But guys, that is crazy. You remember earlier I was right here in the center of the truck. Let me back this on out, make sure you get a good eye view of it. Right about there. Alright, so this light over here, earlier it was just a little bitty dot right about here with a little halos coming off of it. That is crazy. Now when I did the other lights that I did a long time ago, I did this same thing. I don't know if I put it on YouTube, I don't remember. But that, remember earlier, it was just even with the other light, it was more than it was on this side. But that's great, and that is intense. That's not a little bit of warm lighting just running away. That is a beam right there. That's crazy. Headlight housings have got nearly 600,000 miles on them. They're sand pitted, they're horrible. I need to get some new ones. I just, not in the budget and not something I care to do right now. I can still see, so it is what it is. But eventually, I'll probably be looking at doing that, or polishing those out, or doing something with them. But let's go for a ride and see if I love them or hate them on the road. Well, I am here at the petrol truck stop in Reddick, Florida. Just kind of getting ready to lay down for the night, and I thought I'd finish this video up. Guys, I've driven from my house in Tennessee up to Indiana, from Indiana back down to Dover, Florida, which is around the Tampa area, and back up to Reddick, which is around the Ocala area. I probably got 13, 14-ish 100 miles with these lights in. Nobody's bright lighted me. Nobody has flashed their lights like I'm blinding them or anything like that. I actually ran with another driver up to Indiana the other night. He said they were fine. There is a 20% discount code for the LS Plus LASFIT lights. I believe that's all they cover, but click that link in the description and find out what they're offering you. That's one reason I took this in the first place, is to help you guys out. Because I know a lot of people actually, have actually recommended these lights to me. So, you know, if you're looking for LED lights, check them out. I would definitely recommend them over any of the others that I've tried so far. If you wanted to see a sneak peek of this video earlier, last weekend when I was making the video, I did a sneak peek and put it on the membership site. There's a link in the description for that also. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Thanks to LASFIT for sponsoring this video. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I hope everybody's having safe travels, and I will see you in the next video.